there's a charter school group, EdVisions, started I think in Minnesota. But EdVisions is one of the few publicly funded school systems that has, the group that did the research on them was looking at engagement, but they actually maintain the engagement of their students in contrast to all the mainstream schools. And so they're kind of in that model of setting up advisories and saying, they're charter, so they have to meet requirements, but they do it through saying, okay, here's the requirements, how are we going to do this? But that's one of the things that actually has peer-reviewed, real data showing the opposite pattern, is rather than the consistent disengagement that's been observed all over, they actually have that maintenance of the engagement. So I think that it's interesting that there are some different ways to organize it. But once again, that's a charter, so it was, it's not completely traditional, and their model is very different. But most charters aren't taking that kind of level of shift. Most charters are just as traditional as the mainstream. So this is the Agentic Schools Podcast, where you will learn about schools from around the world where children's agency to make decisions about their learning and living is more important than their academic skills. What makes education possible is the satisfaction of psychological needs. So that is what these schools have in common with all others. What makes a school agentic is satisfying those needs particularly well. I'm your host, Don Berg.